Hello everybody and welcome to my Flosstube. I am Tina Stitches. Today is Sunday, August 5th, and it's been about 8 days since my last video. I wasn't going to do another video. I was going to do a stitch with me, but didn't really feel like a stitch with me because I do have some progress pictures, some progress to show. I hear the dog outside the door. So anyways, I know some people have issues with the sound, and I have plugged in the mic and I tried using the mic, and I find that there's no difference in the volume, so I'm going to try to speak a little bit louder. I may try to edit the sound in the editor if I can, but just to warn you, there are float plane tours happening, and I'm not far from a float plane base, so you might hear plane noises and helicopter because there's a M&R base not far from my house too. So I'll do what I can to spare you from that noise, but I only have so much technology on my side, so not a whole lot has been happening. I'm back at work like I said last time, and it's been the normal. Nothing exciting or crazy has happened, so nothing new to report there. It's a long weekend here in Canada, so a lot of businesses are closed, although it's technically not a stat holiday, so some employers don't have to pay, but you do get a day off. So what else is there? I did participate in the Jessie Marie Does Stuff Stitch Along, so I will show what I have produced from that. And I did place another order with traditional stitches. I asked them to add to my current order, and they were just getting that one put together, so it all is being shipped together. So I should be getting that anytime now because it has been actually shipped. They were waiting for their inventory to come in for the Mirabilia pattern, so it's understandable. But the one floss that I wanted to have for my Alice in Wonderland piece, I had explained that I'm using overdyed, and I'm using mustard seed for the main portion of the table. I want to say it's a table. Oh, that's not the pattern. Well, the main portion of the design, like the full coverage portion of it, is yellow colored, and I subbed out for mustard seed, and I wanted to get another skein before I get too much done in case there's a difference in the lots. Then I can mix them up. And that's the one that they put on back order, so I'll get that as soon as they do. I also have an FFO. Yep, I got the beads from I know what I wrote her name down. Don't think she does Foster, but I had put out a in search of on Facebook, and Fran had some 4mm Swarovski crystals that she sent my way for the Emerald Dragonfly, and I will show you that as soon as I can. soon as I'm done showing all my whips, and if you can hear that, it is raining outside. And my husband had just stepped out to do some handiwork out there, and he'll be back inside in a few minutes. So now, as I was saying, I did participate in the Jessie Murray Does Stuff. Let me just close this window. So the Jessie Murray Does Stuff style started off on July 29th. That was the day after my last video, if I have this marked down right. And for that I had two choices. No, I have one choice, because my Just Nan stocking was finished. And so I struggled to find something in my whip that would suit the theme J. And the one that I was able to come up with was Juliet from Nora Corbett, Mystery Wherefore Art Thou. Now, I've worked on this more than just that one day. I also worked on it for the Anything Goes day. So this is for day 1 and for day 5. And I showed where I was on the sorry, I had an interruption there. So anyways, I had been saying that I was working on this for day 1 for J and day 5 for Anything Goes. And in my last video I showed where I was. And here's where I am now. And I will try to insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like finished. But I was up to about here and about here for her. So everything above that is new. I am doing the over-dyed thread version, and one of the reasons I wanted to pull this one out and work on it is because I want to steal that color right there for my Alice in Wonderland piece, where I'm going to use it for the caterpillar smoke. Flosstube Itchy Nose. So that's where that one is now. I would like to say that I am going to work on it more throughout the next couple of weeks. We'll see. Then for day 2 was M, and for that one I worked on Mom by Sweetheart Tree. That, which I had started in Mania last year, and I have only picked it up a couple of times, mostly for Sal-oriented stitching. And here's where I am now. And I worked on the M, which was not finished. I think I had like that much started. So I finished the M and I started the heart. It's a very, very beautiful pattern. and I would like to work on it more. And that's what I say about everything, because everything is beautiful. Or I wouldn't have started it, right? I don't see this one being picked up again until another cell says Mom or M or Sweetheart Tree or something along that line. So that's what I worked on for day 2. And day 3 was D, and what I did was my dimensions kit. And so now I have to pause and say, Dad, if you're watching, stop. Fast forward it to whatever time I put here, because you're not supposed to see this. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he watches anyways, but just in case. So this is Christmas Eve Fun by Dimensions Gold. And I had first seen this on a Flosstube, one of the very first Flosstubes I ever watched, which was you know what, when I think of her name, I will put it here. It's something V Makes. And I believe she is almost finished hers. But I am not as far. But I did get a lot of progress done. And here is where it is now. And what I've done is mostly going across this section here. So I did the dog, I did the background over here, brought the trees down just a little bit, filled in the boy's coat and his pants and his shoes, filled in the girl's pants and shoes, and the dad's jacket was short, like one color, and then started the pants and finished the background over here. So that's where it is now. I didn't do a lot of back stitching on this turn, but I think I will have to in the next one, in its next cycle of the rotation, and I'm going to be rolling it up, because now I'm getting to the point where I can't stitch much on certain areas. So that's where that is, and it's looking really good. I know on the picture it shows French knots for the lights, but I think I'm going to go with beads. But that's a decision I can make much later. And now Dad can start watching again. And what did I do for the next one? So that was dimensions, and then it also was day 4 was S, and I picked that because I wanted to get more done on it, and S was for stocking, so I made that fit. So that was the 2 days. Actually, I mean, that was 4 days worth of work that you saw, because I also worked on it Friday and Saturday. And the last project that I've worked on is Beloved. Like I said last time, I was getting a little bit burnt out. Okay, so I think this is recording again. So the last time I said that I was getting burnt out on this pattern, and I still sat down and put in my self-imposed limit, or not exactly limit, but rule of 3 strands minimum. So here is Beloved. Here's what it looks like finished. Beloved by Adele Sessler, charted by Heaven and Earth. I'm stitching mine 2/1 half cross on 25 count even weave, and here's where it is. So as you can see, I've done the last page this right here is the page, it's the end of that row, and it's only got like 10 stitching columns, so that's almost a page finish. Because it's only about 5 colors, it went really quickly. The rest of this, we'll see how my motivation comes. I did do my 3 strands today. But normally on a weekend, sorry for bumping that, I would get in a lot more time on that project. And that brings me to FFOs, fully finished objects. But before I do that, I want to show you, I meant to do this at the beginning, but this is my newest favorite thing. I got this as a birthday present from a friend, and this is just a basket, but it's the perfect size for my projects, my frame, my magnetic board, my scissors, and I lay the Chuck-It across, and I take it outside, and I don't have to make multiple trips because I can just take it all in the one pail, basically. So that's my new favorite thing. I put my drink in there in a sealed container, sealed cup, and good to go. And I think it stopped raining. This is what it's been like today. Cloudy and rain and then sun bright. I've gotten, in case you haven't noticed, I got new glasses. These are transitional, so because I need them to see for distance, these make it so much easier for me to sit there and stitch, because when I'm watching TV, my old glasses would constantly slide down, and it would make it really frustrating to try to watch TV and stitch. So anyways, the FFO. Here is got a little something on the side of it there, but there's going to be lots of glare because this is under glass. I do like to keep my stuff under glass. Silver Dragonfly by Nora Corbett, and you really can't see the fabric because of the glare, but it's on 32 count Vesper Lugana by Picture This Plus. And I'll try to get in close enough so you can see. Right there is one of the beads that I had gotten as a replacement. The very top bead in the center is another one. So there's a lot of sparkle, but it's hard to catch it on camera because of, well, partially because of the glass, but never does it justice as in person. But that just happened to be a fortuitous coincidence that I finished it on January 13th, 2 days before my silver anniversary. And it's the Silver Dragonfly, and so I got it in a silver frame. And I was actually kind of surprised to find this at Walmart because, as you can see, it's deep. The mat is set back about almost a ½ inch from the glass, so it made it an ideal choice also for the large beads on this particular pattern. So this sits on my bookshelf in the living room now, along with a couple other not cross stitch, but other frame things like pictures and such. And one of those things is this, which I have told a story a while ago about when we moved into this house, and my son was so ecstatic about it because, number one, had a tire swing, and number two, it was green. Well, we quickly, well, not quickly, but eventually the tire swing got cut down and the green paint got changed to brown. But he had drawn this picture just within weeks of us moving in, I'm sure. And so I had it framed. And this is my 7-year-old at the time version of our house. The trees look massive, but I guess they are big trees, you know, when you compare them to the house. But it's such a simple picture, but still special. And that's about all that I have to show. I do have 2 patterns that I got from the Stash Unload site, and they are both Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Neen Thomas. Neen or Nini or I don't know. But the first one is Earth Moon. And the second one is Innocence. And I don't know if I'll ever even get around to stitching them, but I know that Neen Thomas is, I'm pretty sure she's not contracted with them anymore, so I decided to grab these while I could. They're both very, very beautiful. But I have a lot of other heaven and earth on my to-dos, and I don't do more than one at a time because those are a commitment, and I'm committed to Beloved right now. So I think that's all that I have to share this week. I don't know when I'll be back, whether it'll be a Stitch With Me or a regular Flosstube update. I'm trying to be consistent with weekly, but we'll see. I mean, if, you know, life happens, it can't happen, so I think I was going to show something else, but if I think of it, I will bring it in for next time. I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, hitting like. Follow me on Instagram at TinaStitches74, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of August. Bye.